I just enjoy sitting and watching the sea. Feels almost like, when you're sitting at the fireplace and watching the fire. For me, it's like that. Like you can just sit and watch it for so long. It has its own, I don't know what it is, but it's something there. I can just sit and watch it and rest.
This season of On the Wind is presented by Orca, navigation for the modern boater. You probably heard me praising the installation and setup of the Orca core and display, but now I recently had the chance to actually put them to the test on a trip I did with Isbjørn along the Norwegian coast. Turned out to be the perfect test. We had everything: sunshine, heavy rain, night sailing, cold, warm temperatures, and plenty of time threading through fjords and archipelagos filled with rocks and skerries. Exactly the kind of sailing where you need your chart up at all times. And the Orca delivered beautifully. I was really excited by the physical buttons that the Orca display has, which makes it easy to use the display when the screen gets wet or when you have gloves on. But what really surprised me was that the touchscreen still works when it's wet. It's nuts. You can still zoom and scroll around on the chart even when the display is just covered in water. It's not flawless, but as long as your fingers aren't completely frozen, it works really well. And the difference between this display and an iPad in that regard is just night and day. The whole setup worked so well that I decided to skip installing a fixed chart plotter in Isbjørn's cockpit as planned and instead rely entirely on the Orca system. Check out the Display 2 and Core 2 at getorca.com, and you can also download the Orca Navigation app for free on your phone or tablet to give it a try right now. Huge thanks to Orca for sponsoring the podcast. On the Wind and 59 North is supported by Boldano Towels. They make beautiful, quick-drying Turkish cotton towels that we use on Falken and Isbjørn. They're soft, durable, and perfect for life at sea. You can get 20% off your order by using the code ONTHEWIND at boldano.com. That's BULDANO.com. Ahoy, shipmates! Welcome back to the show. I'm pleased to bring you another Golden Globe 2026 episode, recorded once again aboard a race vessel, this time with Pär Nyman and his boat Lazy Otter. Pär sailed to Bergen, and I was able to meet him here to record this conversation, and I also filmed a video tour of his boat for the Quarterdeck. If you're not yet a member of the Quarterdeck, head over to quarterdeck.59-north.com to sign up for a 2-week free trial to watch my video tour of Lazy Otter, along with tons of other great sailing content that we have on there. In other news, we just published Isbjørn's 2027 calendar, and I'm happy to announce that that is now open for bookings. It's a good one. We're heading back to the Arctic. We're meeting up with Falken in Scotland. We're doing another all-women's passage and much more. You can find all the details at 59-north.com/2027. We've also added another trip on Isbjørn for 2026, an all-women's sail training camp on the west coast of Norway, skippered by our wonderful Jojo Pickering. That's available now as well under 59-north.com/2026. To see all the openings we have on all boats, you can always go to 59-north.com/bunks. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this episode. Take care, and as always, hold fast. Welcome to On the Wind, the podcast about sailing. I'm your host, August Sandberg. Pär Nyman is a Swedish sailor who recently bought the Rustler 36 Lazy Otter and signed up for the next edition of the Golden Globe race. He sailed from Sweden to Bergen, Norway, to sea trial his boat, gain offshore experience, and to meet up with his friend and fellow Golden Globe competitor Daniel Alfredsson from Bergen. And also to sit down with me for this interview. I was so excited when I heard there was a GGR participant in Bergen when I heard about Daniel, who's here, and I came out to interview him, and then suddenly it turns out there's 2 GGR participants in Bergen, so even at the same marina. So I was just over interviewing him now just a few minutes ago, and here we are, 2 boats down, and I'm with you, Pär, on your GGR boat. So that's really cool. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for wanting to see me, and I'm really happy to be here as well, both with you and seeing Bergen, and most of all to get to know Daniel and have a good time with him, and we're helping each other out and chatting and just sharing a lot of what we're going through.
Very, very cool. Yeah, because you're both signed up to do the 2026 Golden Globe race, which is pretty much exactly 1 year from now. The start is in Les Sables-d'Olonne, and as I understand it, you're not very competitive, or you're helping each other out. Everyone who's signed up, and so it seems to be a very social and helpful group.
Yeah, I agree. We have a skippers group, and we meet regularly on WhatsApp, and ask each other questions and help each other out. So I feel greatly supported by everybody, and especially from Daniel, who I've talked to even before I formally entered the GGR group.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really good to be able to talk to him. When I was looking for the boat and just trying to figure out whether I was ready to take on this challenge or not. So yeah, he has been a key person for me.
Cool. Yeah, because you're both Swedish, and of course speak the same language. And is that why you were here? You came to see him?
Yeah, exclusively for that, I would say. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, because where are you usually based?
Well, I'm Stockholm based in Sweden,
right.
And I still haven't taken the boat to Stockholm.
Right. Okay.
So I was on the west coast of Sweden, close to Gothenburg, and it's closer to Bergen from there. So I was, I just had the idea that it would be able for me to sail here.
Yeah.
And visit Daniel and get some experience with the boat, and get some mileage behind me.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. And this is your first Golden Globe race, but this boat has some more experience with the race. It's been in, is that right? 2 times before?
Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah. Very cool. And is the name still Lazy Otter?
The name is still Lazy Otter.
Right.
Yeah. There has been some confusion there because I was considering changing name.
Because I think I heard the name Crazy Otter
and I think
thrown
that's
around.
Still up on the GGR website for some reason.
Okay.
It's been back and forth, but yeah, she's still Lazy Otter.
Okay.
I might change the name, actually, I think so, but for now she's Lazy Otter.
Okay.
Yeah. And she started in 2018 and only sailed to South Africa. And then she started again in 2022 and only sailed... No, first time she sailed to the Canaries.
Okay.
And the second time she came to South Africa.
Right. Okay, so this will be the third
attempt
time. Yeah. Right on. And hopefully she'll make it a little longer this time with you at the helm. And it's a Rustler 36, so it's one of the more popular designs for the race. How did you end up getting it? Was it very deliberate? Like, did you want this boat or this model, or was it more of a...
Well, a combination, I would say. I got this idea of signing up for the race. Well, I had the idea for several years, I guess, but I kind of made the decision in May this year And after some processing, I got more and more serious about it. So the thing was, I was looking for boats with very little time to actually find a boat, and very little time to fix a boat. I mean, to refit a boat. So I was aiming to find a boat that was more GGR ready than an ordinary boat.
Right.
So I didn't have many to choose from, but I had actually a few. And this one came up, and I got some advice from very experienced GGR people that this would be a good choice for me.
Yeah.
And so I went to see some boats, and I picked this one.
Okay.
And one reason is that it is a Rustler 36, and that it is a good boat, as a popular boat for GGR purposes. Yeah.
Yeah, like at least in the first one, didn't like half of the entrants in the first one have Rustlers 36?
It's quite possible, although we would say the second one, because the first one was actually in 1968.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Second one. Very true.
I'm not sure about that, but it's been very popular. There are only 7 boats of the same model, the same kind, allowed in the race at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I was actually the 7th
Oh,
Rustler
wow.
36 to sign up. Then one has also withdrawn, so maybe we're 6 at this point. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you had this boat now?
Since July 8th.
Okay.
So that's, what is it, 2 months?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty.
July, August, 2
pretty
months.
fresh. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I totally understand. That's not a long time with us being just 1 year away. So, how are you feeling about the time frame and your preparations and all that?
Well, it's going to be intense. It has been intense. It's going to be intense all the way to the start, and of course intense in another way when we have started. But I mean, it takes a while for me to get into a boat and make it mine.
Yeah,
I need to get to know it. I need to work on some things, a little problem here, a little problem there, just to get to know the boat, and that takes time. And I notice for every little thing that any little problem that I encounter and solve on the boat, it becomes a little bit more like mine. I feel safer with the boat because I get to know it. But it's a long process, and I still haven't, I haven't taken it to my home base and like totally emptied it out. And
right.
Yeah, I've done part of that when I bought it in France. Of course, I got almost everything out and went through the boat, but still there's more of that to do. So,
yeah, no, I know exactly how that is, and I've owned boats for years and years, and almost decades, and still you learn new things about your boat all the time, and there's definitely something to be said about knowing your boat intimately. If something goes wrong, or you get these little feelings about how the boat's doing, and you just know exactly what tools you need and where to go and all those things. So that's definitely a thing that you will have to speed run now for with that this close to the start.
Yeah, and I think sailing is one part of it, but that's kind of a minor part. I mean, how it behaves in different wind and sea conditions, but there's just so much more to it with this. For me, at least, that's like how I know the boat in its structure, and its how it's built, where everything is on the boat, how it works.
Yeah.
Apart from the sailing properties of the boat, that seems just as important for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. You have a lot of time to figure out the sailing part, right? Because you can kind of
Exactly.
learn on the job a little
Yeah.
bit. But if you,
I think there's something to that. I mean,
yeah,
experience. I think the ones who have done greatly in GGR, they have been great sailors, very, very experienced sailors.
mm,
So definitely sailing experience is very important for the success rate, I think.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and at the same time, sailing will happen. And
yeah,
it's just yeah, there is still a lot of truth, I think, to what you're saying, that we will
yeah.
like kind of learning the boat and learning getting the sailing experience as we go
Yeah.
along. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, if you want to be competitive, like if you want to actually try and win the race, then I think, yeah, no, definitely knowing the performance of your boat before the start's probably very, very important. Would you say that you're a competitive person? Are you trying to get a good time, or is it more of the adventure for you, would you say?
Oh, I'm just dreaming of sailing the Southern Ocean.
Right on.
And then I don't know, I just get the chills when I think about that.
Cool.
I just can't resist it. And GGR is more like a vehicle for me to making that happen.
Cool.
Sometimes I think of it as, not many years ago, it was a big thing for people to sail around the world. The usual route, Panama and like cruisers do,
Yeah.
and have done for many years. But that has become, so people who want to do that today, some of them, they prefer to go on a rally, for example, the ARC.
Arc.
Yeah. It feels maybe safer, and to go with other people and who will have some safety requirements on the boat and you, and there's an organization to lean on and to get support on, and it feels safer for many people to make their first passage within that kind of context, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same with this this thing,
All right. Okay. Yeah.
For me, I'm a beginner, so it feels a little bit easier and safer to do it within this context of GGR and having people around me.
Right. Yeah.
And so I would compare the GGR with the ARC in some way,
Arc Extreme.
I'm not ready.
Edition.
Yeah, ARC Extreme. I'm not ready to do it completely on my own.
Right. Okay.
But so that's how I view it.
Yeah. That's cool. So yeah, the Southern Ocean is the pull. Where did that dream come from? Why is that something that you want to do?
Well, I've dreamt of sailing around the world for as long as I can remember. And then I remember, so a childhood friend of mine, Johan, we learned to sail together. We sailed Optimist when we were kids, and we're in the Navy's youth corps, and we're still very good friends. He's helping me out a lot with the GGR now. And he reminded me, I had totally forgotten. He said, yeah, I know. I remember when we were kids, and it was blowing like hell. And I went down to the shore, to the dock, and I saw you were out sailing with the Optimist. And you came in and you were laughing. This is wonderful. And I just went down again. And he wouldn't, I think he wouldn't have dreamt of sailing under those conditions, but I just loved it.
Yeah.
So I love the intensity of things.
Cool.
Yeah, I just love the intensity of things. I don't like taking risks per se, but I like to manage risk and have the chance to have intense experiences without necessarily risking my life. That brings a lot of joy and
Cool.
to
Yeah.
me. So I think that's very important, because when I think of it, just when I think of sailing the Southern Ocean, I just feel it's like a shiver in my back, and I just feel very happy.
All right.
So
Very cool.
yeah.
Yeah, you call yourself a beginner, you say, but how you started early then with optimists, and what have been your sailing journey so far?
Yeah, so I sailed Optimist when I was a kid, and also sailed with my. Well, I guess I actually started when I was 2 years old, and sailing with my father on his boat,
All right.
and then yeah, then I was in the Navy. That's not necessarily sailing, but yeah, and I had a boat. Well, I had a couple of boats, but so I've been sailing and having boats on and off for all my adult life.
Yeah.
And most sailing I've done like in coastal areas, in mostly Stockholm, but also the west coast of Sweden and up north. And then I have done some passages, the Atlantic and northern Indian Ocean, and
Okay. Yeah.
a shorter one from New Zealand to Fiji recently.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've had some of that experience as well. Of course, but yeah.
Nice. Have they been solo passages as well?
The solo sailing I've done has been coastal.
Right.
I've done quite a lot of that in Sweden, but the passages have been on, together with,
Right.
as a crew on other boats. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. Probably it was more challenging to sail solo along the coast with all its rocks and traffic than being offshore in most cases, I find. So yeah, with how was your experience with just being by yourself for that long? Do you think is that going to be a challenge for you?
My guess is that it won't. I like sailing alone, and I also like actually being on my own. I have quite a lot of experience of like putting myself in positions where I am alone voluntarily. So I was meditating quite a lot for quite a few years.
Oh yeah.
And I did a big thing was solitary retreats.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So-
Very nice.
I really liked that. So I spent up to a month without any connection to people or the world around me.
Wow.
And just contemplating, meditating, and
Very,
reading
very
related
cool.
books. So I really enjoy that. But also, I'm not that sure anymore. I don't know how I will react now, because lately, the last few years, I find that my relationships to other people has developed so much. So I appreciate being around people in another way
Right.
than I used to. So I'm a different person now.
Yeah.
But it seems like I still like the solitude. So, but it's definitely not an escape at this point in my life from the world or from relationship.
Right.
But I do still think that I will enjoy the solitude.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's fantastic. A month-long solitary meditation retreat. That should set you up nicely to handle something like this. I would think that's really cool. I have been wanting to do something like that for years, and I think that must be fantastic. And just probably a great, just a way of handling any, because it's interesting. I just talked to Daniel next door, so to speak, about his experience or thoughts about being alone for so long, and he has done a fair bit of solo sailing, and he said that you tend to, these things from your past tend to come up, and if you have any buried demons, that those might sort of come creeping out of your deep subconscious during these kind of solo trips. And I think having a lot of experience on with meditation specifically, and also these solo retreats, is probably great tool to have to deal with any potential demons that might come your way.
Yeah, I think you're right. I also must say that I'm excited to hear that you have had this thought or longing to do similar things yourself. And yeah, I can highly recommend it if you're into it, and I would definitely welcome you to talk to me about it if you want. You know, if you want any advice or any, I don't know, support.
I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be exciting. I think I have two very young kids right now, so my spare time is very, very limited. So I think but in a few years' time, maybe I'll try and and get away and do something like that. And I think that's such a good thing to do. And yeah, I mean, that's probably something that you can do on your trip as well. Meditating must be a very good thing to do. You think you're going to do that on board on your trip as well?
Yeah, I meditate daily still. Well, that has also not been the case always the last few years, actually. But I do have a daily meditation practice.
Nice.
And but I just enjoy sitting and watching the sea. It's like sitting and I was talking to Daniel about that the other day. And we both said it feels almost like, when you're sitting at the fireplace and watching the fire.
Yeah.
For me, it's like that. Like you can just sit and watch it for so long. It has its own, I don't know what it is, but it's something there. I can just sit and watch it and rest. And I feel the same with the sea, especially when it's a little bit more windy and, and big waves. And it's just so wonderful. I can just sit and watch it. Just sit and watch it for, I don't know how long. Seem to be no ending to that.
Yeah.
That's not meditation per se, but it can also be used as such, I think.
I think so. Yeah. And it's I think it could give that experience just so much more, I think. And also the at least I've found in my own life, because I try to keep a daily meditation practice, but it's difficult, and sometimes I don't do it for a long stretch of time, and then I get back into it and I'm really good. And I've noticed in myself that I'm just like you said, just sitting and watching things and paying attention to things. That becomes such a rich and a much better experience when I'm in these like good zones of actually doing the meditation. So, for instance, for me, I've noticed it very much with like stargazing. Like if I notice like there's a beautiful night sky out, I go outside just to watch the stars. I'm like, wow, that's nice. And then if I'm not in the meditation zone, I just spend 5 minutes and it's a little cold. It's fine. I'll go back in. But if I'm actually in the zone of doing the daily meditation, I get so much more susceptible to those kinds of experiences. And I tend to spend much more time outside, and I can kind of, really embrace those moments a lot better. And would you have you experienced that as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm just smiling here because it's so good to hear this. I think for most people, it really takes a while of regular meditation practice to notice that difference. So hearing you reflecting on that and having noticed that for yourself, that's quite amazing. And it's just, I can totally relate to that. And for me, that experience of increased presence with what is going on is something that I notice everywhere if I'm doing more meditation, even with meeting other people and being with myself and my own inner, drama or my feelings, whatever, just becoming more present and less lost in automatized thinking, monkey mind thinking, and it brings more quality to life.
No, I think that must be such a great way to approach this stuff. I've sailed. I don't have much solo sailing experience, but I've been offshore, taken many people offshore before, in my life with 59 North and also before that. And I've definitely seen people out on the ocean kind of going a bit nuts because they're like removed from all the daily distractions of life, and they kind of get bored and a little restless and a little, just kind of get a little itchy and just like don't quite know what to do with themselves. And I think those could definitely could have used some meditation, I think.
Yeah.
To really, just to be able to like really enjoy and be present in what's going on, and to appreciate the situation, basically.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're so right about that. I personally don't. I seem not to have that experience of being highly uncomfortable with, I don't know, boredom or restlessness. I have had that experience maybe a few times, but it's not a big thing for me. I just love
being in it,
being there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think.
But I don't know how it was before I went more deeply into meditation, because it was a big shift for me back in 2000, I think around 14, 15, when I really got into it, where I noticed how I, in the daily life, very subtly was running away from subtle feelings by thinking or doing something or eating something or whatever. Then I came to stillness and learned to be with all those things. And I still do. I'd still do distraction, of course I do.
Right. Yeah.
And I still run away in subtle ways, but in periods of more meditation, I tend to do less of that, and become just more aware and present, I think, in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds very, very right to me. I think. Have you read Montessier's books and
Actually, I have not read it yet.
You've not read it yet. Yeah. That's cool. I won't judge you. But he's if I'm not mistaken, he also, it's a while since I read it, but he was also into meditation and I would say very, very much into being present in what he was doing. And I think you'd like his books.
I think I will love his books. Yeah. Just to be clear, I don't want to throw away the experience of boredom and restlessness. That's also something to be deeply present with. So
true. Yeah.
There's opportunity everywhere. Right.
What is it? Somebody. There was somebody who said about meditation that like even boredom can be interesting.
Definitely.
I thought that was a very good. Interesting take I found. So you'll get to test that to the limit, I think.
Yeah.
So
But so I love this that we're talking about these other like softer values or components of the project. That's been a big thing for me to not only focus on the technique and the stuff and the all directly sailing related stuff, content. But I love the balance. Personally, it's like I have one foot in each world. So I really, and also like to be able to do this, this GGR journey, it would be impossible if there was no focus on technique and actual hardware knowledge. Like that needs to be there. That needs to be in place.
For sure.
It's they are both so valid. And for some people, it doesn't matter that much to those other things, those other values about feelings or meditation or whatever, the presence and stuff. They manage. They do well anyways. But I don't settle with the technique part. I enjoy all these things, so I want to bring them. I need to bring all of them with me, all those things. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It can be a very kind of introspective, spiritual thing, sailing, but then yeah, you're right. You're also having to deal with, wrenches and tools and fuels and grease and all these
and toilets that have broken.
And toilets. That's right. Yeah, you have when we came down here, you had your a fresh set of toilet valves spread out on the couch. And,
yes.
Yeah,
I'm going to be present with that in a while.
Yeah, that's so there's the spiritual and the very non-spiritual part of the sailing. So yeah, how does your project list look now 1 year out? Do you have a lot of systems to install and fix? And
yeah, it all. There's a long list. It is, yeah. Even though this boat has started before, there's still a long list for me to do.
Yeah.
So, and some are mandatory that I need to fix,
right,
and some feels like mandatory for me to make this a good experience, and some are just that would be nice to have, and some things I still need to figure out. And part of this part of the project, I mean, time-wise, at this point, I'm trying to get to know the boat and sail the boat and get some experience of this boat and me alone on it. And talking to other more experienced sailors, like Daniel, for example, and other GGR people, especially, and many other experienced people that I have around me, to figure out what is actually important, what is not. So GGR people, Don McIntyre included, or especially, has, emphasized the importance of not starting to just change everything
right,
from the beginning, because I think this is better, but just actually go with what is right now and evaluate it. I mean, system setups and stuff like that. And so I'm learning all the time, and I'm trying not to do too many things to start with, but gain some experience first.
Yeah, that's because you probably wouldn't know what you would like to do unless you have some experience, right? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then I run into things like, the antenna tuner cable to the grounding plate is broken to the SSB, and how to fix that, and or the hatches are leaking. Of course, I mean it's just to deal with it, or the toilet is,
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you won't notice that things break if you don't use the boat. So
yeah,
that's you need some shakedown sailing for sure. So
the thing is, things will break down during the race. They will break constantly, and I think a big part of the race will be to manage things like that. It will be part of everyday life, just preventing that things break and mending things when they do break, with whatever I have on board. I think that will be a crucial part, a major part of the whole sailing experience.
Yeah, that's my impression too. That it's a constant battle to keep all the systems on board healthy and doing what they should. So how I heard there's a 4,000-mile journey that you need to do to qualify for the race now.
Yes,
that's pretty intense. Like how have you and that's like a significant thing that you have to fit into your schedule, I think. Have you planned what to do and where to go? And
actually, so it was a bit of a surprise, because when I signed up, they had recently changed the rules and added 2,000 miles
Yeah,
to the
it used to be
already
2,000, right? Yeah,
so,
there you go.
so I was unaware of that when I signed up. So, so I had a plan. Oh, this isn't 2,000 miles. Isn't that much, you know?
Uh-huh.
And then it changed into 4,000 miles. And I was like, all right, because I was wanting to do those qualifying miles before winter, before the refit of the boat.
Right.
Yeah. And now it turned out to be, especially since I have work waiting for me mid-October in Stockholm.
Oh,
So
right.
there's, the time is limited. Fall is coming, and the North Atlantic becomes more rough.
Yeah.
And it's just more difficult to fit those 4,000 miles in. So I laid out a route and suggested it for the GGR.
Mm.
But it was part of it was also going back into the Baltic Sea and ending up there in Stockholm. And
Oh, yeah.
instead of spending too much time and space in Northern Atlantic,
Yeah.
when fall is coming and storms. But it was too complicated and didn't fit the rules, so it was denied or
Oh, really?
declined. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
quite all right. No, nothing. I have nothing to object about that. Just yeah. So instead, I will do it on my way down to Les Sables d'Olonne
Right.
next summer. So I have a plan for that, and that route is much more congruent with the rules. So,
Yeah.
I think that will be fine. It will be a 4,000 or 5,000 miles trip.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Because, but I can see, I could see why you would want to do that before the refit, because you'll probably learn many things about the boat. Right.
Yeah,
so-
but still, I don't have to do the 4,000 non-stop solo miles to get the experience for the refit. So I will get a few thousand miles in, even if they're not non-stop, before I get back to Stockholm. So
yeah.
I hope that will be enough for me to make a sound judgment on the boat and what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Do you have any big things that you know needs to be done, like with the rigging or rudders or anything like that?
Everything is relative. I would say there are no like major things like shifting the mast or it's just I want another companionway hatch.
Okay.
Yeah, the rudder have some question marks around it, so I need to fix that.
Right.
In dialogue with technicians about that and Rustler, the Rustler shipyard. I need to fix the collision bulkhead, which is not compliant to the rules right now.
Right.
And, some other stuff like that. But then it's, and I also need to like seal the hatches or shift the hatches and
Right.
there's so many things on the list, and then I'm not happy. I'm not happy with how the stale sail is set. Maybe that could be changed because it's colliding with the inner forestays when I'm going into the wind.
Oh,
So
okay.
so it's just basically chafing against the forward D1.
Oh, right. Yeah.
When I'm on the closed hull.
Gotcha.
So that's
Yeah,
just
that's a
things like
common
that. It's
issue.
disturbing for me. Or like the running rigging is doesn't suit me the way I like to work with it. And there are some I want to just switch place of some clutches and some blocks and some
Right.
So I want to have just a lot more smooth setup of guys for the spinnaker booms. With the spinnaker pole. So when I when I use them for the Genoa, for example.
Yeah. Pull out your.
Yeah, exactly. So things like that. So it gets easier. But so these things aren't necessarily necessary. But for me, they are. I just want it to be smooth, to work smoothly for me, the way I want to work with it. But I mean, it would be totally possible to sail this boat as it is today as well. I mean,
I see. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I would say basically the boat is in good condition. It's a good boat, but for me to feel comfortable with the boat, there's a lot I would like to do with it. Yeah,
I see. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I bet you're never gonna get done, but that's just part of it, I think.
That's part of it.
Yeah. How is your celestial navigation skills?
Oh, that. So the thing is that last spring, so when I was about to sail from New Zealand to Fiji, I was actually planning on going to Australia as well, and then I had a schedule for helping to take that boat all the way to the Caribbean this next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just doing the passages. But anyways, I was taking an online celestial navigation course this spring, and I found it quite tricky, actually. So I was practicing on the boat from New Zealand to Fiji, and I mean, I learned to take the sun heights. What is I? The noon sights. Whatever time sight of the sun. But the calculations, I never figured out completely how to do it. So I was actually thinking, well, if I sign up for the GGR, I will learn this. So
that's a good. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's a good.
I'm quite all right. I think I know the principle, and I can use the sextant. But there's still a lot to learn. But I think I'll get there. I mean, people learn, so I will learn as well.
And and you're quite right. You won't have a choice, so you'll learn for sure. And yeah, I mean, you could circumnavigate using only sun sights. I'm pretty sure that's what most people do, I would think. So,
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, that's.
But I was on the Allt på sjön fair, the big boat fair. Expo in Stockholm a couple of weeks ago, and a retired sea captain approached me, and because he saw the sextant and we were talking, and he learned me some tricks.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, he taught me some tricks, and I took his number, and he promised me to help me out, and he has also worked as a teacher, so I think that's a good asset for me. So
very good.
Yeah, he was really kind, and I asked him, how precise is it possible to get with the sextant with him, and he said actually up to down to 300 meters of accuracy.
300 meters.
He did this professionally for many years. This is how they did it, And he's talking about using even the stars and the moon and whatnot. And if you do that, and if you get skilled, you can get down to 300 meters. I've never heard any GGR person doing that. But it was really interesting to hear. It would be really nice to become good at it. I don't think I will reach Louis. His name is Louis. I don't think I will ever reach his level of competency, but it was inspiring to hear.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I would never claim that kind of accuracy on my own fixes. But yeah, in theory, I don't see why not. It's
how's your accuracy?
I would say, like, if I'm inside of a mile, I'm doing very good.
Yeah.
So, but I think, that's probably in theory. But I think a mile, that's great.
Yeah.
And for offshore sailing, that's pretty much all you need anyway. So,
yeah, I'm a little bit worried though, because we will go into Hobart Gate.
Yeah, you need to get coastal. That's true.
Yes, and we will go into Fuerteventura.
Yeah. I haven't looked at those charts, but are there any? Are they tricky? Are there rocks in
Fuerteventura seems very straightforward.
Okay.
Hobart seems a little bit more complex, more complicated. Not that it's complicated. I mean, with normal navigation equipment, but a little bit more complex, I think, than Fuerteventura. But I haven't looked in it in detail. But enough for me to think that if I am like within 2 or 3 miles with a sextant, that seems not enough.
Yeah, no, that's probably true, and you know, I think celestial for coastal piloting or navigation like that's probably, it wouldn't work. I think because also at least the way that I've been navigating, like you use these tables, right, for navigating, and often they do trade some accuracy for ease of use and stuff. So I think like more around 1 or 2 miles is probably the best you can bet on.
Yeah.
And I think your best chances to use just piloting when you get that close, like use bring some good charts of the area and use landmarks and
some descriptions. Like there are very detailed descriptions. What are they called? The Daniel showed me the navigational descriptions of all the areas, but on many areas of the world. You know, with pictures and texts describing the approaches and such. So I just have to read a lot about Hobart, for example.
Yeah.
And then I've heard that actually around Tasmania there seems still to be some radio beacons active.
Oh yeah,
which is
nice.
Quite unique worldwide. I think, but because we do have a radio beacon, this paling thing.
Yeah, cool. That's
so that might get handy when approaching Hobart. I'm not sure. I haven't read the details yet. But
cool. That's nice. The retro navigating there as well, for sure. Very cool. Yeah, no, I think you'll probably become very, very good at navigating once you get there. So
that would be wonderful.
Yeah, very, very nice. How does your packing list look like, except for the mandatory stuff? Do you will you bring some important personal items and books, and what are your plans on that?
When it comes to personal items, I haven't thought that much about it. I'm not a big book reader, but I have an idea that I would like to, it would be amazing if people, to stay connected to people in some way and to read something or just be with people. If someone would, give me a book or lend me a book that has meant something for that person.
Oh yeah.
So, and maybe even saying what has meant to that person, and I could read it and get closer and also, have some.
That's cool.
You learn something new and about both me and the book and this other person. That's an idea that I have when it comes to more personal things.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Take books from people. Yeah, that's I think you'll probably have a lot of time to read on your passage. So
yeah, I guess so.
Maybe
I don't know because as I said, I just enjoy. Just
watching the ocean. You'll just be watching the ocean the whole time. You don't need any books, right?
And then you will see. I have no idea. Maybe it will be my first real journey into boredom. I don't know.
Maybe. We'll see. That'll be interesting. What about food and your provisioning? Do you have any plans for that?
To be honest, no real plan at this point. I'm saying, like most people say in GGR, I think I will have some cans and some fresh, dry frozen food, and I haven't worked that out completely yet, but people, I don't feel too worried about that.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. No special diets, so that's.
No,
nice.
I mean I prefer some food before others, but it's not that important to me. I'll manage.
That sounds good. Are you a superstitious man? Do you have superstitions about the ocean?
No, very little or not at all, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think so.
It's,
not that I'm aware of.
good for you, I think. Probably,
Yeah.
or maybe not.
Yeah, I mean superstitions. I mean that would be if I had. I as as far as I understand superstitiousness or superstitions is that. I mean, if I was superstitious about something and something happened, that it's like
Then you
so
would
much out of
probably
my.
be looking for, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, why would I? No, then I could just, it would just add more things to worry about, I think, you know.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I will probably make a sacrifice when I pass the equator.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. You think I probably should? Huh?
Yeah. I'm a little. I'm not a very superstitious person in general, but out in the ocean.
Yeah, you are?
Yes.
Can you tell me some about
Yeah.
your superstitions?
Well, there's all of these. The whistling. I'm pretty big on whistling.
Oh.
That brings storms.
All
So
right.
I would try and avoid that one.
Yeah.
And also leaving on Fridays. I'm
I
not a
don't know.
big
I'm not
fan
sure I
of-
want to hear anymore.
Yeah, right. Here they come, and yeah, of course the big ones. But yeah, I think maybe you're right. Maybe you don't want to hear about them because
Exactly, yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I can intellectually, I know that actually Fridays I'm not gonna. There's nothing in the world of physics that tells me that something's going to go wrong. It's more likely to go wrong if I leave on a Friday. But when you're out in the ocean, you start to think like, because the stakes are so high, you think like, I'm going to do it just in case. And then,
You know,
and
I
then
think you
do it.
just ruined my whistling. I'm serious.
I think, although the whistling thing, I think might have. I'm thinking, trying to make sense of some of these. I think the whistling one could come from people who think that whistling is annoying, and they came up with this, that it brings bad luck in storms. But that won't apply to you because there won't be anybody around to hear your whistling. So
No, just the storm gods.
just the storm gods. That's right.
They might be annoyed.
Well, maybe. But I think the sacrifice to Neptune. I think that
Yeah.
one's a good one.
Yeah.
There was one of the Volvo Ocean races way back. There was they always do these big ceremonies when they cross the equator, and there was one boat that didn't do it. And they said like, we're just not gonna spend energy and time doing that. We're just gonna blast across. I can't remember which boat it was, but then they had a terrible accident like not long after that. I think they dismasted. And so I was, when I saw that, I was like, I knew it. They should have. That was Neptune. They should have made the sacrifice.
I think that's quite fun. And honestly, I do have some kind of belief in some other realms that we don't
Right.
see or don't know of.
Here we
Most of
go.
us.
Yeah.
So it's not that far away to start believing in something like that.
Mm.
And I think it's also, I think it's fun. I think it adds something to life to have that kind of perspective,
Yeah,
and not be just in
yeah.
the square box where things are, So yeah, I like that. Also, it adds something.
I agree. Yeah, I agree very much. I do lean into it a little bit because I think it's a cool kind of connects us to the history of sailing and these kind of cultural things about going to sea. So yeah, I think it's quite fun to abide by as well.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. That's the traditional part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I love that about this race, how it's that kind of the old school seamanship and all these old beautiful boats participating, and yeah, I think that's really neat.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the. Well, when I was a kid, we didn't have, like, plotters.
Yeah.
We actually used the paper charts,
Yeah.
but it's been a long time since I did only that, and I have never crossed an ocean without staring at a plotter or
Right.
the instruments and looking at apparent wind angles and whatnot and all these numbers and angles and all that data. And it brings a sense to me, a sense of peace and fear to imagining that being totally gone, excluded, and it's just the compass basically, and the moon and the stars and the wind and the waves and me. So I find that it seems a little bit frightening, but also so peaceful and present with nature. So I'm looking forward to that with a bit of trepidation. But that I think that will. Yeah, I'm wondering about the screen. We have so many screens in our lives.
Yeah, I know.
So it's going to be interesting to be away from screens for so long.
True. Probably be pretty good. I imagine.
I think so. I think it will bring me a greater sense of presence and groundedness
totally
to my life.
Yeah, because you're not allowed any screens for anything, right? Not even books or entertainment or anything. Everything is retro, right? And
yeah, almost. I mean, we will make satellite telephone calls to the GGR committee during the race every second week. And we will send text messages, I think, every day, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I guess we're just sending in we're okay, so they know.
Yeah.
So that includes, involves a small display, a digital display, but it not as, not as a chart plotter or a telephone, a smartphone or so.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's right. I remember those little text updates. I remember some skippers given quite a lot of info in there and some others just, okay, or some other just status updates.
Yeah,
so,
I was actually a little bit disturbed when I heard about that rule after signing up. I haven't read through all the rules when I signed up, so I was looking forward to not having to, report or be in connection. So because it's kind of disturbing for me.
I get that. That's kind of why you do it, right? So that's I think you can do. I do remember Kirsten. She was just writing these super short. I think she just wrote "okay" or something like, or maybe not even writing anything, just like an empty text. It was very. Some of the skippers wrote like fairly elaborate status updates, and she was just clearly didn't want to have that disturb her day, and she just sent abide by the rules, but no more than that.
Yeah, I don't know what I will do. I noticed I actually got Starlink to this boat.
Oh yeah,
recently to be able to update people, and I'm also working on being more present on social media, which is a big thing for me. I feel very uncomfortable with that, but it's me stepping out of my comfort zone. But there is a value to that, not only for getting known and maybe getting sponsors and stuff like that, but it's also a gift to people to share and not keeping this for myself, because many people do appreciate it a lot. They get a lot of enjoyment out of being part of it in some way, and that brings me joy to give joy to others. So there's that aspect as well, but it's also stressful for me.
Yeah.
So when I lost connection because I wasn't able to upgrade the my plan when I left for Bergen, and I lost connection for a while, and it was like, oh, that's rather nice.
Totally.
So totally. I don't know. There is actually there might be some kind of television series production company doing or making a documentary during the race.
Okay.
With a few of the participants or entrants.
Right on.
And from the beginning, I thought, that I really want to do that. I'm not so sure anymore. I think it's I think it's a great opportunity for some things, but it's also a missed opportunity for that solitude and that experience that I'm actually wanting to have. So I'm not so sure.
Yeah, totally. And it just will, add a lot to your, you'll be quite busy filming and talking to the camera and doing these kind of things, right? So that's also something that needs to be considered. So.
Of course, if I could manage to do that, but really, really being able to stay authentic to myself, or just being myself, that would be then it wouldn't be a problem. But I find it more difficult to be truly authentic when I'm being watched by others.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the other hand, that's a good challenge to actually, be that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, for sure. Maybe it's maybe something that you would be able to eventually.
Yeah. Imagine if you could stay truly authentic when being filmed or on a podcast.
Right.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah.
Truly. Then I imagine that it would be even easier to be authentic in everyday life.
Maybe. Yeah, so. Could be. Be an exercise in breaking down your exterior a little bit. Yeah, you should think about it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Do you have to produce some media during the passage anyway? Do you? Is that still a requirement?
I'm not so sure about that requirement. I mean, during the race, I haven't heard about the requirement, but there is a requirement to do it before the race.
Oh, okay.
There are certain amounts of minutes of so-called professionally made or at least the film material of professional quality that we're going to send to the GGR, and some photos and answering questions, making interviews with ourselves, etc.
Okay.
And that's mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. And then, but you do have these mandatory film drops, but maybe they're not so much for the film, but mostly to just... Because they do interviews then, right? The boats come into the film drop and they come out and meet you and film you and see you, but maybe there doesn't actually have to be any film being dropped.
No, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. No, me neither. But,
there are many things that I still don't know about, and I didn't know when I signed up. And it's not. And I could have found everything out, but there's a lot. There's so many details, and that was actually one reason I didn't sign up from the beginning, because I read the notice of race, and I was like, oh, boy, maybe I could make this sailing happen, but keeping track of all these things, all these rules that I have to comply with, all these requirements of whatever documentation I have to send in, whatever media packs I have to send in. It's just too much. I can never do this. That was my first thought.
Right.
Yeah. And then 2 months later, I signed up.
That's cool. I like that approach. That's cool. That's nice. You just jumping in there, and you'll figure out as you go. So,
with the support of others.
Right.
I mean, like fellow skippers and GGR people as well, Don McIntyre and the whole leadership around that. But I really need to. I could do this myself, but it would be such a pain in the ass.
Right.
Yeah, without support of others.
Yeah. That's it is pretty cool how it seems to be a very helpful group that's participating, and everybody kind of helping each other out with advice and support. That's really cool. It's really special.
Yeah, and morally as well, just feeling that kind of support.
Yeah.
Also, there is. You're Norwegian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mara Have you spoken to Mara?
Yeah. She's been interviewed on the podcast as well.
Oh yeah, okay. So
yeah.
she has also been. She was also supporting me from the very beginning.
Oh right.
I reached
Very
out to
cool.
her just because she was Norwegian, I guess.
Yeah.
Feels closer in a way.
For sure.
For me
Yeah.
as a Swede. So I reached out to her, and she was very supportive, and we're talking about like what boats might be for sale, and she knew more about me. She knew more than I did about. She was already in the group, and
right.
So that also provided a sense of, I guess, both safety and factual help.
Very
about
cool.
things. So that was also really good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mara.
Nice. Great. Shout out to Mara. Very cool. Yeah. I do love the all the Scandinavians in the race representing Scandinavia. That's cool.
Quite a few now. Three people.
3 people. Yeah, that's great.
That's
so,
10%.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really good. Representing the proud seafaring nations that we are. So thank you for that. Good job.
Thank you.
Great. Well, this has been wonderful, Pär. Thank you so much. It's been a huge pleasure to see you and your boat, and thank you for coming all the way to Bergen here. And I'm very excited to follow your preparations on your many social media platforms until the start. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was really a pleasure meeting you and having this conversation. I look forward to talk to you again.
Great. So do I. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Orca for sponsoring this season of the On the Wind podcast. Head over to getorca.com to get your own Orca core and display. Also, big thanks to Boldano Towels. Visit boldano.com and get 20% off your next order with the code ONTHEWIND.
On the Wind is the podcast about sailing, created by 59 North and hosted by me, Andy Schell, and also by Nikki Henderson, Jesse Zevelkink, and August Sandberg. The show is mixed and produced by me and August in Sweden and Norway, respectively. The intro theme music is composed and performed by former podcast guest, sailor, and musician Cameron Dale, while the outro music you're hearing now is, of course, by our friends, the Storm Weather Shanty Choir from Bergen, Norway. We love hearing from our fans, so send your questions and comments to holdfast@59-north.com, and please do us a favor and review the show on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to join us on the Quarterdeck as well to nerd out about seamanship. That's quarterdeck.59-north.com. Until next time, hold fast.
And when me money was all gone on liquor and the horse, I made up me mind that I was inclined to go to sea no more. No more, no more, to go to sea no more. I made up me mind that I was inclined to go to sea no more. As I was walking down the street, I met sweet Angeline. She said, come home with me, me lad, and we'll have a cracking time. But when I awoke, it was no joke. I found I was all alone. My silver watch and my money too, and my whole bloody gear was gone. Was gone, was gone. My whole bloody gear was gone. It was when I awoke, it was no joke, for my whole bloody gear was gone. As I was walking down the street, I met Big Rapper Brown. I asked him if he would take me in, and he looked at me with a frown. He said,
last time you was paid up with me, you took up no score. But I'll take your advance and I'll give you a chance to go to sea once more.
Once more, to go to sea once more. I'll take your advance and I'll give you a chance to go to sea once more.
sometimes we're catching whales, me lads, but mostly we get none. With a 20-foot oar in every paw from 5 o'clock in the morn. And when daylight's gone and the night's coming on, we rest upon our oars. And oh boys, you wish that you was dead or snug with the girls ashore.
Ashore, ashore, or snug with the girls ashore. Oh boys, you wish that you was dead or snug with the girls ashore.
Come all you seafaring lads that listen to me song. When you go a big boating, boys, make sure you do not go wrong. You take my tip when you come off a trip, don't go with any whores. But get married instead and have all night in bed and go to sea no more.
No more, no more, to go to sea no more. Get married instead and have all night in bed and go to sea no more. No more, no more, to go to sea no more. Get married instead and have all night in bed and go to sea no more.